Hey everybody, I just had to do this particular video because I have seen so many people kill these lovely yuccas in their yards. Whether you are purchasing yuccas and adding them to your landscape, or you already have one growing in your landscape, or you live somewhere where you're lucky enough to have wild ones growing in your landscape, here's what you do to keep them looking nice and alive. Remember, they grow wild in the desert. And what happens in the desert? They don't get much rain at all. So please do not water these. They don't need your water. All they need is whatever little rain they get, and that's it. Now, here's a caveat that I do. So because ours is right next to our hose and faucet, and I finish watering some of my other plants and I turn the hose off, there's always a little bit of water that comes out. That's all I put on the base of this yucca. Everything else that it gets is rainwater. And we live in the high desert, so we don't get a lot of rainwater during the year. So it's as easy as that. I've seen people spend good money on purchasing large yuccas for their yard, and then I see them watering them daily or weekly, even just weekly, and then I start to see them die. They rot. So if you overwater them, they will rot, and all your money that you spent will go down the drain. So remember, these are very easy to take care of, and they grow in the desert, wild in the desert. So treat them the same way that the desert treats them. This is another yucca that we planted in our landscape about 10 to 12 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And it was a 3-headed yucca, and you can see what it's turned into. I can't even count how many heads it has now. It is huge, and it is a very statement piece in our front landscape. And again, I do not water this one. This is a view from the back of it, and there was one in the center here. It ended up dying out and falling over, but you can see all the ones that have grown since then, and we've got a new little one coming up too. Now the only other thing that I do just to clean ours up, that obviously nobody does in the wild in the desert, is what happens is when these spines start to die down, they're aging and it's growing taller, it'll grow in the center and grow up. I let them fall. I wait until they have died completely back, and sometimes I'll go in here and I'll just tug at it. Now, if it has been here for a while, it will come right off, and that's my way of cleaning it up. If it hasn't, like this one, it's hanging on. I'm not gonna force that one, but that's how I clean up the trunk of this. And let me see if I can find one that's, see, that one's holding on tight too. I don't do this but maybe once a year, and I did it earlier this year. Let's see this one. Okay, here we go. This one I think is gonna come. See how that just came off? Now it took a little bit. Eventually, nature will do that. It will fall off and you'll have these in your yard. So I come to this plant once a year and I clean it up. And I don't mind the ones that are hanging down right now, but I like to see that trunk. So I do clean it up once a year. And that's it. I don't mess with this too much at all. And I just love it. We bought it when it was 6 feet tall. And I can't remember exactly when we got it. It was probably somewhere between 7 to 9 years ago. And let me show you. There's 5 feet. See that one? That's 5 feet. And I'm going to show you how tall it is now. So this one is probably maybe 9 feet tall. And I just love it. I love where we placed it. I love the backdrop of the mountain view. And I just love it. It represents the area along with the evergreens. So there's your tip for keeping yuccas looking good. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.